Alright, guys, welcome back. We are watching Arcane, Season 1, Episode 2. Last time, it was the first episode. Got introduced to a whole bunch of characters. We got Vi, we got Powder, we got Clugger, we got Milo, we got Vander. See, I wrote them all down. I'm never going to forget them. And I don't know, I guess I'm just curious. We got this very unequal and, I don't know, very unequal world, I guess. That's a good way to say it, I suppose. And I want to see how the characters are going to cope with it, how we're going to, I don't know, start the revolution, or if we're going to fail horribly. I don't know, that seems to be what the whole show is about. So I guess we will see. We are watching episode 2. You can line you and copy up with this if you want to. And we are starting in 3, 2, 1. A Netflix series. That is very blurry. I take my glasses off or something? Oh, okay. It's the apartment, isn't it? Man, that was a weird opening shot. The crazy, like, focusing that they did. Oh, this is him coming back after buying the stuff from Benzo's shop.
Careful. Watch your parents' money you're dropping.
Oh, okay. Are they siblings, or... I don't know. It's your parents' money. Oh, so this is right when they were here. Okay. Man. Okay. Oh, yeah, it's about to blow up. Oh, God. Yeah. And, oh, God. Oh, it really messed him up. It didn't kill him, did it? No. Okay, he's fine. I was gonna say. Oh, he saw Vi? That's not good. That is not good at all. Jace. Oh, okay. Where are we? Oh, interesting. It's almost like we're forming some kind of parallel between him and like Powder and Vi in a way, you know? But it's like he has ended up on the opposite side of society, you know? That's interesting. I'm gonna I don't know. I mean, you know, kind of my first vibe from that scene. Who knows? What's up, staff guy? Oh, yeah, right. Okay. He just wanted to show off, I guess. All right. Good to know that this exists in this universe. Whatever this is. Okay. Sure. Off they go, I guess. What is happening? What is going on? Yeah? Right. Actually. Of course. Naturally. What? Was he not on Earth before? I, I don't know. I don't know. I have no idea what to make of that scene. Okay. Seems like we're good, I guess. I don't even know if the planet they're on is Earth. What are you? Also, his mom lived. Oh, the blue things. Is that... Oh, no. Oh, God. Okay. What was that? What was that? Um, I don't know if the implication of that weird shit with it showing us Earth slash a planet that looks just like Earth with like the moon and stuff. The implication of that was that he literally wasn't on Earth before and he like transported him there, or if that was just like bizarre, weird imagery for him doing this crazy shit with magic. I don't know. I mean, I feel like it's probably going to be probably the latter if I had to guess, but I guess I literally don't know. It's just some very bizarre visuals from that. Unless I'm like completely misunderstanding. Which maybe I am. I don't know. Like, I guess the visuals could mean something other than that, right? Like, I have no idea. Did he rotate the Earth so that the season changed so it wasn't cold anymore? I have no idea. I don't know. That wouldn't even work. Couldn't tell you. Arcane.
You have to believe me. I didn't do this.
God, it looks so good.
But that doesn't explain this.
Hmm.
A lot of restricted items here.
Oh, God.
You want to tell me how you got them?
Hey, be careful with that, please. I believe.
We're gonna spend a lot of time on the upside here with these characters.
What happened here? Science, I guess.
I checked. Science didn't require illegal equipment.
It depends who decides what's illegal.
Who authorized your research? It was an independent study. Who are you anyway?
I'm assistant to the dean of the academy, who it may serve you to remember is also head of the
Hmm.
sent me here to ensure that
What's illegal to do research?
removed safely, which, according to my list, includes
Oh yeah?
How am I
You
dangerous?
go into jail, huh?
for the council to decide.
Really? Okay. I guess. Okay. What, he had stuff that was that bad? Did they have to... Alright. Oh, the crystal. God, I want to say some stuff about how I feel like this applies to, like, what are you? Okay.
Imprisonment. What a curious principle.
Right.
We confine the physical body, yet the mind is still free.
What is this troll thing?
I love a good conundrum.
Uh-huh.
I remember
You think?
the first time I saw you at the academy. You reminded me of myself, a scientist, ready to forge a new vector of experimentation.
It seems like that's what he was doing to me.
We venture too far. No great science should ever put lives in danger.
Sure.
What manner
I guess I can agree with that, in a sense. Heimerdinger.
Discovered something truly incredible. A way to harness magic through science.
Oh,
magic?
that's what the blue things are, right?
No?
The arcane is dangerous.
Oh, the arcane.
Science cannot control it.
That's kind of like the definition of magic, typically, right? Is like stuff that can't be explained through natural phenomena, right?
You, my boy.
I'm 24.
Ah. Well, I am now 300 years old. All my life I've
What, that makes you right? Just because you're older?
only to discover some are better left unsolved.
Hmm,
Afraid is one.
maybe.
Own your mistakes before the council. Admit your work was dangerous.
I don't know what to think about that.
Nothing of magic.
Interesting. Is there some kind of taboo around magic? I mean,
How do you say, slap on the wrist?
he said the arcane is dangerous, but like what specifically is magic in this society, right? Like what are we why is it so dangerous to mention the idea of magic? What I was gonna say is it would be interesting to bring up like you know, say some stuff about like the societal implications of like him being arrested still despite being someone who seemed kind of high up in society. But I guess we don't know what his actual social position is like, you know? But like that's how it works, right? Maybe that didn't make any sense.
Oh, what's the matter, Milo? You worried Powder's gonna beat you again?
Hey, if she was fixing these things, I wouldn't keep missing.
Uh-huh. What are you doing? Mm-hmm.
You guys know I wouldn't take you on a job you couldn't handle, right?
Are you kidding? That was the best job we've ever done.
And yeah, and you could handle it, I guess. Shut up. Nice. Man, we need to get her a gun, apparently. Okay, no, I don't think we should actually get her a gun. I don't know if that would really fix anything at all.
Get back.
Oh, no. Oh, they are here. Yeah.
Business ain't my concern.
Oh, wow. Vander, really? Yeah, Vander didn't give anyone up. It's just like they said was going to happen. Oh god.
You should see this.
Oh, right. Yeah, I guess that sounds about right. Oh, and it's this punk. It's this guy from the last episode. Search them. Awesome. Great. Oh, God. Oh, no. They're on her. Okay. I guess. That's, yeah, big. So I guess it was. These guys' armor does look just like the guys in the first episode at the start. So I guess those were enforcers, weren't they? I just wasn't sure exactly. I mean, who knows what was actually happening in that scene, but... Oh, God. They are terrifying. Oh. Oh, God. She's not gonna be able to get away. There's no way. Oh, okay. We're good. Oh, no, how? Alright.
You need to hide those crystals.
I love her attitude sometimes. Man.
Received your letter. They insist business is steady.
Steady is stagnant, Allura.
They wished me to remind you that it's thanks to their innovations that you are the richest person in Piltover.
Ooh.
Yet I remain the poorest Medada.
Excellent.
Ooh.
Medada.
Of course.
If I may.
Darda.
Revolutionary, Allura. Something to put Piltover on the map.
Never enough, huh?
What of today's trial?
His name is Jace.
Oh, no, they're gonna, like, want to make an example of him.
I believe they came to renown for their design of the
For what? The notoriety or something? I don't know. I guess we'll see.
Bidding favors him?
As far as I can tell.
This one.
That's a child's toy.
Good.
Interesting. Okay.
The boy's got ambition. It's why we supported him in the first place.
Ambition? Darling, he nearly blew up our daughter.
Hmm.
To do with that, he was wrong.
Okay.
We need to help him.
Caitlin's right. We've known Jace for years. Besides, we're his patrons. If anyone is meant to speak up for him, it's us.
So what's... I don't know. Okay, interesting. There was patrons.
Yeah, let's teach him what it means to mess with us.
Okay. Well, at least they didn't stay down here and start martial law or something. What is Vander gonna say, though? Yeah, he's gonna be against it no matter what.
We crossed that bridge once before. We all know.
Well, yeah, but when does that end? But when does that end? Like, you can't just let them keep pushing further and further and further, right?
I'll do the same for anyone.
People are gonna get hurt, obviously, but you can't just let it go forever like this. It's not gonna be the way it's always been. Okay. Maybe.
The one who built the underground wouldn't be afraid to fight.
He's not afraid. He's not afraid to fight. He's afraid of the impact it will have on other people.
Do I look afraid?
No. You look weak.
And he's gonna lose. Yeah, he's gonna lose his following quick if he doesn't do something.
Enforcer's butts was just the four of us. Imagine what the whole of the land.
No, you wouldn't stand a chance, I don't think.
So why aren't
But that's the issue, right? Is they wouldn't stand a chance. So
Spill it, Echo.
Okay, well,
why is it at the top?
gotta deal with the enforcers.
Mm-hmm.
What deal?
He heard it. But Vander didn't cave, though. Right? So, I mean, it seems to me that their deal would basically be off, right? Because she said that he had to turn someone in by that day, and he didn't. So, I mean, I guess the deal could still be on. He just has to turn someone in.
This is too kind.
That's why it was perfect to be a children's toy, huh?
The sharpest of minds.
And I bought you some dingo nuts.
Don't you know I'm allergic?
Mmm.
Kill an old man.
Interesting. So what, she sucks up to the council all the time? Makes sense. I am worried about what's going to happen. I am, ambition-hungry people, and I feel like I don't know, rough. We're really relying on Professor Heimerdinger, or whatever his name is, his influence to be more important than whatever she wants, I guess. We gotta turn on a light. Jace Talus.
You are accused of illegal experimentation and endangering the citizens of Piltover.
Doesn't seem like a very fair trial. Did we get any representation?
The materials were far more dangerous than I was aware of. And I now know my actions were against Academy regulations. It was reckless, and for that I'm sorry.
That guy looks insane.
I ask the Council's forgiveness, and I hope that I can continue my studies.
As Jace's patron of many years, I can speak.
Sure, yeah, she'll stand up for him. I wonder what their relation is exactly.
He destroyed a building. Is this the sort of contribution we can expect? If you were a scientist, you'd know you can't make a prototype without breaking a few wrenches.
True.
Do you have anything to show for your work besides an explosion?
Oh.
It came to nothing.
So you're saying your study was meaningless?
He's not gonna want to say that.
Revolutionary how? All I see is a boy meddling with things he doesn't understand.
The Academy seems to have loosened its standards.
Oh god. And he's gonna say what it is, but it's a taboo in some way.
Perhaps we should just finish.
I was trying to create magic.
Oh god.
Magic.
Arcane talents are something you're born with.
Ooh.
Fabricated.
Interesting.
I believe it is possible.
Has anyone even...
The idea that it's something you were born with and can't be changed, or can't be gained.
Surely we...
Oh, okay.
Science can use it for good. We're the champions of discovery. Why fear it when we can master it?
Jace,
Or
This is the city of progress. Think of the wonders we could create.
he's not gonna convince them. They don't care. They don't care about normal people. They don't care about progress. They don't. Yeah, they don't care at all. Hello.
how can you? That's a burden that only I here carry.
What are you talking about?
Time.
Oh.
I've seen this power in the wrong hands. It corrupts, consumes, lays waste to civilizations. That cannot happen here, my boy. It must not.
Heimerdinger is right. Piltover was founded to escape the warmongering of mages, not cultists.
So that's why it's like such a cyberpunk type world. Oh god.
Please let me speak.
She's gonna stand up for him that much? Oh, no.
As a lower house, my voice doesn't carry much weight.
I thought it was,
But as a mother,
what's her name?
I have a voice that matters deeply. My son is...
Oh, it's his mother.
His entire life...
Oh, they just do not care. They do not care at all.
What he did was foolish and unwise. But he has a good heart. Please, let him come home.
A crime like this can't be overlooked. The boy must be punished.
A violation of the ethos called...
Oh, god, he's really...
I can sympathize with a young
Man.
dream to change the world.
He's flipped on him like this, that quick? It would be... Okay. Okay, never mind. Alright.
Be summarily expelled from the academy and remanded to the care of his parents. All those in favor?
Maybe? Okay. No? Really? Oh, okay. Wow. I'm... Alright.
You may take your son home, Mrs. Tallis. But he is never to set foot on academy grounds again.
Man. That sucks. I don't know. That's really interesting. Their hatred of magic and the idea of it being something you were born with and all of that, it makes me... It's like the idea of, like, magic being, like, you know, the other, I guess. Like, the type of thing that societies like this like to fixate on, I guess. Oh, no. What did you step in? Yeah? Oh, you found him.
First time I've been invited to the lanes. It better be worth my time.
Yeah?
That's your weakness, Marcus. You carry your chin so high you fail to see the opportunity below.
Who are you?
You're looking for four children. The ones running circles.
Oh, no.
What about it?
Oh, don't look so concerned. I'm about to make your day.
You think? You gonna inject him with the purple stuff? I don't know who is he and what is his motivation of any kind. I have no idea. Oh God.
I still remember the look on your face when
Oh, don't. Come on. I don't think now's the time. I don't think he wants to think about anything scientific.
If I hadn't spoken, you'd be lost to me. I had to say something.
Magic saved your life.
Yeah.
But it won't save yours now. You need to let it go.
I could have convinced the council. If my own family won't help me.
No, you literally could not convince them. They do not. Why would they care about bettering a system that they have already benefited from, like, maximally? You know? Like, I don't. It just won't. Not how it works, unfortunately.
Oh, that foolish boy.
Yeah, I must admit, his theory intrigues.
Hmm.
If his ideas didn't excite the imagination, we would never wander astray.
Could it work? Could these stones really invoke magic?
Nonsense. It's far too unstable.
I can't tell if.
Stabilize it?
Me? Why would I?
I can't tell if he actually doesn't believe that it's possible, or if he's just rejecting the idea of his research for alternative reasons. Like, he has some reason for them to. I guess if he just thinks magic is way too dangerous, I suppose, right? I guess that's reason enough. He took it though. Where are we?
Beautiful, aren't they?
Mm-hmm.
Yet up there on the surface, no one even knows they exist.
Yeah.
They're monsters.
Is that right?
There's a monster inside.
Yeah. I think that's the subtext there.
No, it'll kill me.
Will it?
I'd like to let you in on a very important secret I learned when I was about your age, boy. You see, power, real power, doesn't come to those who are born strong,
Okay.
or fastest, or smartest.
Comes to those who work for it?
No.
Or those who are willing to grasp it? Oh, sure. Yeah.
To achieve it,
Interesting.
it's time to let the monster out.
Would I describe that in some way as a revolutionary attitude? I don't know. I can't decide, because I feel like that's the same kind of attitude that people on the top of society would have about themselves. You know, they would just say that they were the ones who... wow. They would just say that they were the ones who were willing to grab the power, you know? So I don't know. Great. Good. Awesome. Fantastic. And I guess I'm assuming that this weird mad scientist guy is also a member of the lower class, right? It's like, yeah. That's why I'm describing it as a potentially revolutionary attitude, right? Oh, God.
Your name's no good now.
Ugh.
My dad says you're a misfit. And that we can't be friends anymore.
Oh, man.
So why are you out here?
I'm a misfit too, I suppose. What will you do?
Join the Talus Hammer business, I guess?
You can't do that.
Talus Hammer, huh?
No, I can't.
Got a family business? I guess people who live up here probably have to, huh?
Now.
God, and she was standing up for him so much, but I guess once it's been done, once he's been banished, essentially, right?
I'm sorry. I just wanted to explain.
I think you've done enough.
Hmm. Hasn't been banished. He's just been kicked out of the academy, but effectively for his social position, you know.
Hard to say. We don't exactly know what we did find, let alone what we didn't.
This mention of magic has the people afraid. The culprits must be apprehended.
Okay.
Doing our best, Counselor, I assure you.
Your attitude makes me question if your best is up to the task.
Oh, we'll find them. Don't worry.
God. Yeah, you think?
Interrogations. Frozen commerce for half the district. With all due respect, Counselor, don't you think we've pushed them hard enough?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, it is a big deal. They are not... Man. It is interesting, though. I wonder, in some way, it makes you feel like these magic stone things have to be, like, somehow representative in the story of, like, potential real change, I guess, and that's why people on top would be so desperate to do something about it, you know? Because I assume magic itself is somehow representative of that, right? It's got no rights down here, huh?
I'll take the strongest shit you got.
God, I hate this kid. Oh, what did he hit? Oh. Oh, an alarm bell, essentially. Oh, man. All gone. All gone. What is there for him to find, right? Does Powder still have the blue orbs on her? Oh, God. Okay. Sure.
You be careful with that.
Nearly forgot. I ran into an old friend of yours.
Yeah?
He had some stories.
God. God, that's so maddening, huh? He wasn't. He wasn't always the peacekeeper.
Yeah, well, you can't escape the past.
Is that what you want to do? Escape the past?
It'd be a shame if I had to put them on again. Cast irons.
Would it be?
It's hard to clean.
Interesting. I don't know. Because obviously Vander just doesn't think it's worth it, but look at where it's led us. Oh, God, girl. Oh! Oh, God. Please. Oh! Shit. I'm gonna lose it. Come on. Someone help her, somehow. No? He's gonna start dangling, but it's fine, because he already left the room. Okay. Oh my god, I am gonna lose my mind. Just stop. Okay. Didn't really do a very thorough search, to be honest.
You people down here are all the same.
You think?
Mistaking arrogance for bravery.
Arrogance. Yeah.
But we all know there is a crime behind every coin that passes through this.
Oh, shut up. A crime. Yeah.
You're just a small.
I guess it's all... They made it all illegal, so I guess it has to be a bad thing. Yeah, I guess that makes sense. Oh.
And I'm gonna bury the lot of you.
What a lunatic. God, it's so annoying. Just like they're in there outnumbered 20-3, and they can act like that because of what it would mean if they fought back.
No one is taking any of you. Never let that happen.
It's already happening.
Uh-huh.
You heard him. They won't stop. We need to fight back. And if you won't...
But what happens if we fight back? What happens if we fight back? We aren't gonna win. Right? We aren't gonna win. So what's gonna happen? But you can't just do nothing. Right? So I just have no idea. Oh, the toy up there. Yeah, the lost innocence, lost naivete maybe. It's interesting in that sense. It's almost like you could say Vander regained it, right? But from his, it's certainly not innocence or naivete. It's understanding of. Oh, we came back to the bridge.
Is how you can work with them. We were here. We saw what they did. I grew up. I'm less than them. That my place is down there. I want Powder to have more than that, and I'm willing to fight for it.
So was I. I was angry.
But it wasn't worth it in your mind? Because it didn't work? So what, was it like an attempted uprising then in the past? Is that what happened?
Your parents would still be alive. I know you want to hurt the Topsiders for what they've done to us.
It's not about that. It's not about hurting them for what they've done to us. But we could lose them anyway. We could lose them anyway if nothing changes. So... But I completely understand. I understand. God. I just have no idea what to think. I just don't know.
The enforcers will come back.
I don't know.
Because this can't be the answer. This literally, it can't be the answer to do nothing, right? It just doesn't work. And worse than doing nothing, he's working with the system, right? The system that put them in this place, you know? But again, he's so sympathetic. I understand. That was a memorial to their parents, wasn't it? Oh, really? No way, right? Oh. Man. Horrible.
Am I interrupting?
The hell's your problem? What's that? Another list with my name on it?
That's your research, buddy.
But only because you signed your notes. Every page, I might add. A little egotistical, don't you think?
Is that why you came?
So what's he gonna want? He's gonna want him to continue his research?
No, I was intrigued by
But what if they both got caught again?
Yes, well, I wanted to talk about your work. This hex-tech theory of yours.
Hex-tech.
Theory. I saw with my own eyes what magic can do. The lives it can save.
Mm-hmm.
You've no idea how beautiful it is. And now it's gone. No one believed me.
So what happens to all of the magic users? If you're born with the ability to use magic, what happens to people who are born with the ability to use magic now?
I didn't have the benefits of a patron or a name. I simply believed in myself. Which is why I'm here.
You think?
Because I think you're onto something.
If that's all it took, no one would be down there.
Thinks it can be done.
When you're going to change the world, don't ask for permission.
He does have a very similar attitude to the creepy purple scientist guy, doesn't he? You know what I mean? Kind of just said a very similar thing there, right?
I don't even know your name.
It's Victor.
Victor. Okay, hi Victor.
Vi, where you been? Rumor is the lane's
Oh, she had to put on a strong face, huh? Before she walks in. Doesn't want to see him like that.
Look, I made them for the enforcers. These are smoke bombs, and those two are full of nails.
You gonna work this time?
Gonna work this time.
Okay, yeah, sure.
Me too.
What's she thinking now? What's she gonna say? Surely Vander hasn't convinced her, right? I don't think so.
You know, Powder, what makes you strong. Always remember that.
Toy just like hers. Makes you different, makes you strong. Is Vi...
What the hell were you thinking?
She's not, like, thinking about turning herself in, is she?
Do you have any idea what you've done?
Oh, okay. He's getting in trouble. Okay, good. Interesting. Yeah, because if he makes too much of a ruckus down there, then it could inspire, like, some actual revolutionary attitude, which they really don't want, right? That's what people on top, they never want that, you know? Hmm. I'm just saying, like, Vi wasn't thinking about turning herself in to stop this, is she? There's no way, right? Her attitude there, it's like she said a goodbye to Powder, almost, and she thinks it's impossible to fix their situation, so she's just gonna turn herself in to stop it? But that's not gonna change anything. That doesn't fix anything. You're just gonna return to this spot again later, at a year from now, or a month from now. Uh... What was that thing that they got? That letter, or whatever it was? Oh, no. Really? Does he know? And is that her toy? Is that just her toy that was up there originally? There's no way, right? Oh, like, dude, I'm actually so mad right now. I'm actually so mad right now. Like, are we serious? She turned her... I'm actually so mad. I'm actually so... Like, I'm mad at Vander, to be honest. Like, this is actually, like, enraging. Like, I'm actually, like... Are we serious right now? Like, think about how much Powder is going to blame herself, for this. Like... I'm actually so mad right now. I'm actually so mad right now. I'm actually so mad. This is horrible. This is awful. I hate this. Ooh, wow. Wow. Oh, wow. Right. 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 How long are these credits? 53 seconds. We'll just sit here. That was a really good episode. I really like that. That was probably just as good as episode 1, honestly. Okay. I really want to talk about why I'm so angry right now, but I can't until the discussion starts, because I know people are going to skip this part, right? Like, no one's going to watch me sit here watching the credits. So, we're going to sit here for 30 seconds, and we're going to be calm. We're going to relax. We're not going to let the rage bubble up. We're not going to be too angry. Yeah, I mean, I feel less inclined to take Vander's side than ever before. um, man, man, man. Right. Okay. Let's talk about it in the discussion. Okay, I had to get up for a little bit. I had to think about how angry I am. It's just gotten worse. My feeling of extreme anger at the current situation has just gotten worse and worse. We gotta talk about this ending first. We gotta talk about all this at the end first, because I am incredibly angry and incredibly upset. Alright. So... so V's turning herself in. Vi's turning herself in. It's not gonna do anything, right? Like, it's not going to do anything at all. This is essentially just... Okay, we gotta step back here. We gotta start from the beginning. So Vander's position on everything is you can't use revolutionary violence. You can't use violence like that to try and fight back. Because in the past, he has lost people that he cares about. He doesn't want to see that happen again. I get it. I completely understand, right? Like, I completely get it. The problem, like, the moral issue here, in my mind, that I think kind of invalidates his entire position, like, logically, certainly not emotionally, but logically, is there is a constant, never-ending level of suffering that is always happening at all times if you don't do anything about it, right? Like, you're so worried about your family or your friends dying, people you care about getting hurt in any act of revolutionary violence. But if you don't do anything and you let the system continue as it is, people are constantly getting hurt anyway. Sure, it might not be as, like, acute and as extreme as watching your loved ones die right in front of you, but your loved ones are gonna, have a horrible life forever if nothing is done about it. You know what I mean? So, at the same time, I understand the opposite position, or the other side of his position, I suppose, which is fighting. We can't win, right? We aren't gonna win if we fight right now, right? Like, maybe theoretically it's possible, I don't know what the demographics of the number of people up there who are willing to fight versus the number of people down here who are willing to fight is. The big thing that normally makes the difference in this kind of situation is the people who've been experiencing the oppression for so long are much more willing to fight than people like Jace, right? Who, sure, they're part of the upper society, but just because you're part of the upper society doesn't mean you're fully on board and you're one of, like, the, deep supporters of the society. You know what I mean? Like someone like Jace, you can say he has benefited from the way that society exists as it is, right? Because he's not down there. But it's clear that he isn't, like, an ardent supporter of the idea of keeping a permanent underclass of people in the underground that are oppressed. You know what I mean? Whereas the average civilian, like, in the underground area, would be willing to, like, fight, right? I think we've seen that, because they experience the horrible downsides of it. You know what I mean? Obviously, God, I want to bring up some real world examples, but I think it would be contentious, so I'm not going to do it, even though I really want to. The main issue is when it's, like, the population that's being oppressed is, like, much smaller and is much, like, it doesn't, like, there's nothing they can do. When they fight back, it's impossible for them to win. That's when it's, like, that's when it just becomes horrible, like, awful genocide when you try to fight back, And I guess that's probably what Vander's trying to avoid, and I completely understand that, The issue here is, if you don't fight back and you don't do anything, all you're doing is perpetuating the system that's making everything awful, And where does that position lead us, right? Is to what he's doing, which is he made this deal with the enforcers, which is if anyone just turns themselves in, we can make an example of them, it will be fine, So, what has happened now is Vi, maybe I can't blame it entirely on Vander, but I can certainly blame it on Vander's way of thinking, has decided that what she has to do is turn herself in to stop this from happening. Which is awful, which is horrible. And you know why it's horrible? Because this doesn't fix anything at all. This literally will not change anything, right? Like, all this is going to do is maintain the system, right? Like, think about it. The enforcer said they need someone to make an example of. It would be bad if they didn't, right? We are literally giving them someone to make an example of so they can use it to bolster the system and make it stronger, literally her turning herself in will just make everything worse for everyone in the long run, right? Even if it fixes this immediate situation where the enforcers are running around looking for everyone, and I can sympathize because she cares about her family, she doesn't want Powder to get stolen or taken away, it's not going to fix anything. We're just going to return to the same situation if anything ever happens again. You know what I mean? Like, if you give in to when the crazy evil fascists up top say, oh no, you aren't allowed to fight back in any way, we need you to, give up more ground to make up for it, you're just driving yourself into a corner. Like, it's not, you aren't doing anything. Oh my God, it's so annoying because emotionally, I completely understand their positions and how this is just what they want to do to keep the people that they care about safe. So I totally understand it, right? But it's not gonna fix or change anything. It's just gonna make everything worse. So, like, I'm not trying to make, like, an exact prescription as to what I think they actually should do in this situation. I have no fucking idea. I just know that this pisses me off so much. It pisses me off, not exactly because of the decisions they're making, but because I know it's not going to do anything. Because I know it's not gonna work. It's just horrible. It's just awful, right? Like, this is just a perfect example of the crazy evil people up top winning, right? This is all it is. You're just giving them a win. We're back to square one. We're not even at square one. We're at square -1. This makes it worse, right? This sets a standard that this is what will happen if you ever cross the line, right? I imagine the line is now closer than it was before, you know? Like, God, I'm so mad. And like, another reason why I'm so mad is because without Vander, Vi wouldn't have done this, right? I have to pray to God. I have to assume, of course, that Vander didn't know that Vi was going to turn herself in like this, right? I have to assume that, right? Because if he knew, that would be completely insane. If he was like, yeah, you can go ahead and give yourself up, right? He must not know, right? But still, his way of thinking about this situation is what led her to do this, right? He instilled within her a hopelessness and a fear of trying to affect any actual change. And I'm sorry, it sounds so harsh, it sounds so mean to Vander. I love Vander. He's very emotionally sympathetic, and I get it. But that's literally what he's doing here. I don't want to say it's not his fault that this happened. It's the fault of the evil, crazy people up top who are creating the system and who benefit from it, right? But he is the opposite of helping with it. So, oh god, dude, I'm so mad. I'm so angry. Because Vi would have wanted to fight, right? And I guess it's just like, would it have been worth it if Vi and a whole bunch of people had fought and just died in vain? Maybe, maybe not. It's impossible, you know, I can't tell the future. I don't know what would have happened, you know? I guess it's impossible to know. But I just know that this can't be the good choice, right? This can't be a good decision, you know? Like, because maybe this is too harsh to say, but the position that all of them find themselves in already, is it really that much better than dying in a horrible revolution? You know what I mean? Than trying to make your life better and fix it, right? I guess, you know, it's easy for me to say that because I'm not in their situation, right? Like, I don't think I would be someone who would be able to fight back. I mean, maybe I haven't lived through the situation they've been in, right? Vi is the type of person who'd be willing to do that. She's convinced out of it and convinced that she shouldn't try and do that by someone who she looks up to and by someone who has good personal reasons to think like that, and I understand that. But it pisses me off so much. Oh, God. Because, like, Powder is going to blame herself for all of this so much, and it's gonna be horrible, right? Powder already blamed herself for them being in this situation at all, right? Powder blamed herself for losing all this loot and everything they lost. She's gonna blame herself for stealing the stupid blue things. Yeah, God. It's gonna be so bad. It's gonna be so awful that Vi did this. And of course she's doing it to protect Powder, and I understand, but oh my god, this just isn't the answer. This isn't gonna do anything. In a year from now, 5 years from now, 10 years from now, this same thing is just gonna repeat over and over, and it's just gonna get worse and worse with time, actually. If the only people in any position to affect any actual change, or at least attempt to affect any actual change, have the position of, we're gonna work within the system, because we were just gonna keep our heads down and not do anything about it. Like, oh my god. But again, and I understand I don't want to call it hypocrisy. Maybe it is hypocrisy from me. I don't know what to call it exactly. Maybe just the ineffectiveness, the ineffectiveness of my arguments here, of my thoughts here. Because again, I don't have an actual prescription about what they should do in this situation, right? Like, I have no idea. I don't know what to say. So I just don't know. Like, I'm really, I'm a Monday morning quarterback here. Like, but I just feel really confident in saying that this isn't going to do anything to better their situation. But from Vi's position, what am I going to say then? Go out and die, right? And here's something to think about too. If Vi wanted to fight and she rejected Vander's position and she decided no, we're gonna fight back against them, Powder would have wanted to fight too, and Powder could have died. You know what I mean? So I just literally don't know. And it's almost like I wonder, like when she said, it's what makes you different. What makes you different makes you strong. What is it that's different about Powder, right? What's different about Powder compared to everyone else, right? I guess there's a lot of stuff that's different about her. To me, it's kind of the sense of her feeling like she's someone who's kind of out of place in terms of this whole, like, violence thing, right? Which really, it's interesting because I have such a different view on Powder and her, like, I guess, duty to fight back compared to Vander, right? But I guess it's because Powder's a child, I suppose. I don't know. I guess I just wonder what exactly it is that Vi is thinking about right now. That it is that makes Powder different and makes her strong, Obviously, it's like a last goodbye. Like, are they gonna kill Vi? I mean, maybe. That's just, I don't know, banish her from the city or something. But no, they gotta make an example of her. So, like, I mean, what are they gonna do to her? I just don't know. I mean, I feel like Vander must not know, because he seems so content being here. There's no way he knows, right? If Vander knew that Vi was doing this, I want to kill him. If he doesn't know, which I think he doesn't, I think I am still incredibly angry with him, kind of, adjacently, to the ideas that he represents, I guess. Okay. Alright. And she's turned herself in. So, and yeah, I guess he kind of, like, looks off and, like, thinks here for a sec after seeing the toy, so I think he didn't know. Okay. I think I got that out of my system. I think I can talk about the rest of the episode now. I think... Oh my god, I'm so mad. Okay, alright. Okay. Calm down. Let's go through the episode. Alright. So, we started here with Jace and... what's her name? I forgot her name. Hanging out together. I don't really understand their relationship exactly. They aren't siblings. She seems like she's a lot younger than him, so, like, I don't think it's any kind of, like, romantic thing, right? But I don't know. I guess they're just buddies, I suppose. I don't know. He has a what do they call it? What did they call her family to him? They're his sponsor or so, his patrons. Yeah, his patrons. So I don't know if that means that, like, they are the reason he's in the city in the first place, right? Because he was outside of Piltover and outside of this whole, like, upper crust part of society for sure before coming here. He wasn't, like, born into this place in society. So I don't know if the implication is he was somehow, like, ushered in to the society by them, you know what I mean? Like, if they were paying for him to be here and, like, go to the academy or something. I don't know. I don't know what the implication of exactly of patron is. But, like, patron makes me think like someone who's buying stuff from him. But, like, I don't think that's it, right? Like, maybe, I don't know. They're benefiting from his research in some way? I have no idea. Maybe they are funding his research in some way, because he says, that's your parents' money you're dropping. So, like, the extension is that they gave him money to go buy this stuff, I guess? Sure. And this is when this happened. The big explosion that, like, owns him. And he catches a glimpse of Vi, which is interesting, because with Vi turning herself in, we are gonna get some interesting, like, they might meet up, who knows, might see each other. Would be interesting, I guess. I wonder if in some way Jace could almost... I don't know, there's no way Jace can use it to, like, regain his position in society if she shows up and takes blame for everything, right? Because they were blaming him for blowing up the building. But I guess it's his fault for having the stuff that can blow up the building in the first place, isn't it? Like, they're just going to say he shouldn't have been researching that stuff. It was dangerous, you know? So, we have this crazy scene at the start. I literally don't know what to make of it. They're in the middle of winter, going somewhere. His mom almost dies. It's like a very interesting parallel between him and, like, Powder and Vi at the start of the show, and the start of the last episode, right? She has, like, frostbite, licked her fingers. But his mom doesn't die, and that is interesting, right? That someone was able to come along and save them, you know? And that's the difference between him and, like, Vi and Powder, you know? I don't know. That's very interesting. Some crazy magic guy shows up and does some insane shit. So, I don't know. I was really confused by these visuals. I still literally don't know what to think of them. He grabs the earth, it spins around, it turns into an eyeball, and now it's springtime. I am going with like the interpretation that that's just crazy imagery for the magic and it doesn't actually mean anything. At first I thought it was him teleporting Jace and his mom to Earth and they were on a different planet before, but I feel like that's really out there. That would really be out in the weeds. So I'm not going to go with that, and I'm going to say no. Oh god. He gives him the little crystal thing, which this crystal thing, I assume it's like the basis of his research with the like hex tech magic he's doing, or like science he's doing to like harness magic, right? Because this is the blue crystal, just like the blue crystals he's been making, right? So I guess, I don't know, I guess that makes sense. What is this guy? And why? Why did he do that? Why did he give this to Jace? Who is he? What happened after that? Who knows? Who knows? And we get a bit of a flashback. Now we're seeing Jace's side with her. What's her name? Did we get her name? I think we did, but I don't remember it, unfortunately. I should have written it down if we did get her name. But Enforcer Lady, apparently, it's interesting, right? I think this makes sense in a, again, I feel like I could bring up real-world examples, but I don't want to, because I think it would be contentious. But the idea of having a controlling state like this that is controlled by some, essentially, I'm assuming it's essentially like a fascist state. That's kind of what it seems like to me. Maybe that's going too far, but maybe not. And the idea of them having such strict control over, like, academia, and there being things you aren't allowed to investigate, and, like, you know, they have to approve your research and all of this, right? Now, I could be going too far, and he could just have, like, some kind of, like, university position, essentially, where he needs, like, he gets funding from the state to do research, and that's just, like, you know, they have to approve it, that's what they pay him for, right? Like, that's how it works, like, in the US, right? So maybe I'm going too far with that, kind of, right? But the idea of there being, like, forbidden research that he's not allowed to do, that's the kind of thing I'm saying here, where it's like, you know, yeah. That's not good. There isn't much forbidden research, I think, that should be forbidden. Obviously, things that, like, have serious ethical concerns are, like, bad and shouldn't be played with, probably. Like, in the real world, right? Like, I don't know, stuff. I don't know, anything that involves, like, human experimentation, stuff like, I mean, yeah, obviously, what Jace was doing was incredibly dangerous because he was developing these, these nukes, these magical nukes. So, I guess it was dangerous. I guess I understand. But that's not their problem with it. They don't care about the well-being of society, right? So it's not like that's why they care. It's because it's like a forbidden topic that he's not allowed to delve into, right? And we see Victor here, who I guess is someone high up in the academy, right? He must be, because he knows this wasn't approved. Yeah, assistant to the dean of the academy, right? He did say that. Yeah. Oh, and the dean of the academy is the head of the council. Okay, you know what? I missed out on the... I gotta make sure I understand that. So, the head of the council is that idiot guy. I'm gonna write down head of academy equals council head equals idiot. All right, that's a good note, isn't it? And you know what? That makes sense, right? I like what they did with, like, the people higher up in society, too, later on. You know, here, we'll talk about it when we get to that scene. We'll be there in a minute. Um, and he also, so the dean of the academy, the counselor, right, or the head of the council. I don't know if he's the counselor or the head of the council. I don't know if counselor is a proper term for him. But he's ordered Jace to be arrested and brought to this trial, I suppose. Doesn't really seem like a very fair trial to me. And we run into the professor, what's his name again? And he's, I don't know, he's an interesting character. I can't really decide what to think about him. It seems to me, and this might be too far. I don't know the history of this world or like what I'm really getting into here. But their position as a whole on the idea of magic, especially with them specifically stating that it's something you're born with, to me seems like kind of a parallel with like things we see in real life, right? Things that people are born with, inalienable characteristics of people that we decide are bad and we decide need to be like expunged from society, right? I don't think that's where I'm reaching too far, right? Of course, I don't know what the history of this world is. For all I know, magic actually did like destroy the world or something, which would make this a really bad analogy because in real life, nothing like that has ever actually happened, right? We always make up the bad things to say about people like that, you know? In this world, I guess it's possible, right? The professor dude here who's lived for 300 years says that magic used to be evil and terrible and destroyed everything. And that's what I guess is my question about him, is I get the feeling that the weird, like, the idea of being so against magic is either one, the weird fascist, like, othering of a certain part of society. Two, magic is in some way representative of some kind of, like, revolutionary force, right? Like them being so against the hex tech and them making it such a big deal that they have to get the magical spheres back from the Undercity, right? It could be in some way something that like they imagine is like a threat to their power, right? Like if magic is something you're born with and it becomes something that is like readily available and anyone can use, I guess you can imagine that that could weaken their ability to like keep control over society, right? Like I guess the idea would be that they could think that they could like just have full control over it themselves, right? But I guess it's they could just be thinking that they don't want to introduce a new element of this crazy magic technology shit into society. You know what I mean? Yeah, I guess. His reasoning, the professor, what's his name again? Professor Heimerdinger. I gotta write that down. Professor Heimerdinger. His position on it seems to be just some kind of fear of it based off of his long lifespan, and he saw like bad things happen forever ago. Which I guess I just don't really know if that's like a valid reason, right? Like to me, if it was that long ago, beyond the lifespan of like humans, like that much longer, is it really something we should still be afraid of? Like maybe I'm trying to think of like real world examples of that, right? Like I feel like there was a lot of stuff that 300 years ago would have been much more dangerous and now isn't, right? I guess like nuclear power, right? Like that's more recent than 300 years ago. It's like if we had decided to give up on the idea of nuclear power after Chernobyl. You know what I mean? That wouldn't have really made sense. That would have been really bad, right? Or if just in general, even before then, if like the scientists who discovered the concept of nuclear power gave up immediately because they're like, oh, this seems really dangerous, right? So I feel like Professor Heimerdinger's position doesn't really make any sense either. And I kind of get the vibe, the idea that maybe this isn't his real position and he has some kind of actual other ulterior motive for like not wanting his research to continue. I can't really tell though. That's just kind of wild speculation. I don't know. A title drop, the Arcane. Because it's just, he's so dismissive about it, right? It's not really presented, like, as a good reason or a good argument, you know? He's so dismissive, and he just immediately says, like, oh, I'm older than you, so I know better, right? So that alone just kind of makes me think, like, we aren't supposed to be taking his side, obviously, right? Like, certainly not, you know? So, I don't know. It's gonna depend on, like, how serious of a character this professor guy is even meant to be. I guess I just literally I just don't know. I don't know. Like the idea of him saying that some mysteries are better left unsolved, kind of like to me feels like it's kind of an adjacent idea to the whole like idea of things threatening the power of the upper class, right? But I don't know. I guess I just don't know what he means exactly by that, right? But he does want to, I don't know. He does want to keep Jace around. He just wants him to abandon the idea of magic, which I guess in that sense it's kind of like he's participating in the like the whole thing of like keeping magic out of society, I guess in that sense, right? So I don't know. I don't know. We got this cool arcade area down here. Vi's doing awesome. Unfortunately, it's never come down here. They came down here immediately. Powder got this crazy shit set up. I don't know. It's a shooting gallery, and she's awesome. She's way better at it than him. And yeah, I guess, you know, man, I gotta talk about the Vander stuff again for a second. I'm sorry. It's interesting how Vander was unwilling. Vander was unwilling to give up any one of the underground to the enforcers, right? To stop this horrible violence. You know what I mean? Vi was willing to give up herself, right? It is interesting that same idea didn't occur to Vander. I'm not saying it should have. I'm not saying it should have, because I've established how this won't do anything, and this is a terrible thing to do, right? But I just wonder, like, what's being said with that. What is the difference in their mentalities that Vi would be willing to give herself up and Vander isn't? You know, is it Vander is even more like I don't know, civility pilled than she is, and he thinks that like because he's in such a strong position of power in the Undercity that it's like it's not worth it, that he has to maintain like the way it is now by being in a position of power as he is. I don't know if he's thinking that far into it. I really don't know. Or maybe, I mean, I guess it's possible that he's just so that he really thinks that if they just hunker down and keep their heads down, that this is just going to blow over, you know? The problem is it's not, right? I guess it's possible Vander just doesn't know that, you know, that he doesn't know how serious of a situation it is. I mean, that lady told him that the line was crossed, but I don't know. I don't know. And yeah, like the way that they speak to them, the way that they're, you know, they're making sure that they understand they're all this whole group, right? They're the trenchers, you know. That's the whole concern, right? And to go back to the whole analogy, or not even analogy, it's just directly in the show, right? Like this whole fascism thing and the way it works here, right? Is I think there has to be an important distinction here between this permanent underclass of the trenchers, right? Which I guess in my mind right now is distinct from like an othered group of society that have to be like expelled from society, right? Like they wouldn't let these people exist in the city if this was like the evil group of people that they decided were at fault for everything that they have to expel from society, right? This is just the permanent underclass of people that essentially capitalism demands exist to like function, right? So I don't know. I guess that's just an interesting, you know, if my whole thing about the idea of like magic being essentially the stand-in for that type of like othered group in society, if that's true, I literally don't know. It's just the one line of them saying that magic is something you're born with is what really makes me think that. But I guess I could be wrong about like what parts fit what in the whole analogy here. Oh man. And okay, yeah, so I was wrong. The enforcers do wear this crazy black armor with the helmets and stuff. So yeah, it was them on the bridge in that first episode. I don't know why I thought for some reason, I don't know. I was just being stupid, I guess, and I didn't think it was them. I couldn't tell you. I don't know. I don't know. Because I guess when Vander said that there's something worse than enforcers, and he looked down at his fist, he was thinking about like the loss he sustained through trying to fight them, right? And he wasn't blaming that on the forcers themselves, he's blaming that on himself, and he's saying he never should have done that, right? So that's what he meant by something being worse than the enforcers, right? And like in that scene, you immediately see that Vi it was willing to do anything for Powder, right? It really, of course, it sets up. I mean, everything in the last two episodes is set up her decision at the end, right? and we somehow get away. I literally don't know how that's possible. I don't know. So her name is Alora. I don't think I caught that. Let me write it down. And she seems like a dangerous person to me. She seems ambitious. She seems she's the richest person in Piltover, and that's not enough, right? She needs more. Which is really scary, right? She is someone who has already benefited as much as possible from the position that she's in this society already, but it's still not enough for her. So what's the only way for her to get more? To make it more unequal, to make it even worse, to do even crazier shit, right? That's why I was really scared about her being part of the trial, and her asking about it. I don't know what she could have had to gain from, like, I don't know, doing something at the trial, but I guess it went pretty bad anyway. Yeah, she's the poorest Madara. So what? Her name's Alora Madara. Okay. Supreme Challenge. Of course. Oh no, never mind. Her name isn't Alora, right? Her name, because she's speaking right now, right? Yeah, never mind. Her name isn't Alora. Okay, all right, we're good. We're good. We're good. I guess her assistant's name is Alora. Okay, all right. My bad. I misunderstood he was talking because I didn't have the sound on there. Right? I guess. I gotta turn on the sound for a second. Wait, it's gonna be really loud. Okay, yeah, we're good. Sorry for breaking up the flow of the discussion. I just had to make sure I'm not crazy. Her assistant's name is Laura, not her name. Okay. All we know about her is Madara. Okay, cool. And I guess the collapsible pocket wrench is like the business of the Talus house, I suppose. Oh man. So we see this big fancy house that what's her name lives in, Caitlin. That Caitlin lives in with her family. And they are his patrons, which again, I don't know what that means exactly. It just means he has some kind of connection with people high up, right? Very high up, because she's a member of the council, right? So very high up in society, he has connections, you know. But again, I guess that kind of shows it well about how like he isn't truly able to benefit from society like himself. He's not like one of the actual beneficiaries of it. He is just someone who like these people are, you know, allowing to exist in the society. You know what I mean? I assume they get something to gain from it in some way, right? Vander takes a stand against the idea of fighting back, unfortunately. Crossed that bridge once before. Literally, we crossed that bridge once before. I don't know. We've talked this topic to death. His position on all of this and how much I understand him. I just don't. I just don't know. God, it's so annoying. And it's not him that's annoying. It's just their situation that's annoying because I just don't know what to say about it, right? And she brings up a good point that he looks weak, right? That's the problem. He looks weak. They're just gonna step all over him forever if he doesn't do anything, you know? It's like there has to be some acceptable level of violence that they can commit that will at the very least get them off their backs, right? That will at least show them that they can't do anything to them. Unless it would be so trivial and so easy for them to just come down here and crush everyone down here, which maybe that's possible. But if it's not, and if they would be able to make them sustain any real kind of losses at all from fighting back in situations like this, they have an obligation to, right? Because yeah, he's gonna look weak. The line is gonna move further and further back, and it's just gonna be horrible. Like, oh, God, sorry. Hmm. God, why does my mouse cursor not disappear sometimes? I don't know why it does that. Like, it's not disappearing. Whatever. And yeah, Echo heard in. Echo heard the deal. He was listening in last episode. When we head to the trial, dude, these shots look so good, it's just insane. Like, what am I looking at? I just don't know. It just doesn't look 3D at all, like this shot, right? But I bet if I go frame by frame, yeah, it's 3D. That's just crazy. It looks so like 2D, but it's just not. It's just crazy. Okay, so I like what they did here with like the truly high level of society. I'm assuming these are truly the most powerful people in this society, right? We have the richest person in the society here right now, right? Um, so I like what they've done, making them all seem stupid, childish, evil, um, or like complete suck ups. I like what they've done with that because that's like real, right? Like that makes complete sense. Like, of course they act like this, right? It's kind of like what Squid Game does with like the VIPs, you know? Like, yeah, of course, this is how they are. This is how it is. Unfortunately, it exists like this to like blow away the myth or the idea of meritocracy, right? That these people in some way would like deserve to be in their positions in society, right? No, they don't deserve to be here any more than the people in the Undercity deserve to be there, right? Like, it's just, yeah. And I think that's the point in showing them being so stupid and petty and dumb, right? And God, we have a pretty dramatic trial, huh? A bunch of people here. All very well dressed. And so Jace Talus makes the critical error of imagining that any of the people here care at all about the betterment of society, right? He wants to argue with them and say, oh, what I was doing was revolutionary and was going to make society much better for everyone, right? Here's the problem. None of them care. Why would any of them care? All of them are already at the top of society, so they don't care about it for themselves. And making society better for everyone is just going to raise everyone else up closer to them. It's going to make, like, proportionally for them, they will be worse off compared to before if they cared about making society better, right? So, no, he made the critical error of imagining that the people at the top actually care at all, right? Like, people who benefit from the system the way it is now are not going to be interested in changing it, right? And yeah, I don't know, it really just makes me think it's weird fascist stuff they're talking about, right? Arcane talents are something you were born with. This robot guy says, the arcane is the curse of our world. My race was nearly destroyed by it. Which, again, if this is true, this isn't a good analogy. Because in real life, when people say things like this about real life groups of people, it's never true, right? But if this isn't true, then I think you can understand what I'm saying here. This is like insert race of people who is socially ostracized here, right? Or I don't know, queer people, or you know, any social outcast of any kind, right? This is the type of thing that people say about them, right? So, especially with the line about arcane people with the arcane talent being born with it, right? Surely we, the pioneers of science, can use it for good. They aren't interested in good, right? They just don't care. They don't care about using it for good at all. And yeah, and like the fact that Professor, I forgot his name again, Heimerdinger says you don't understand what's at stake is yet again, because I think what's half of the table here is thinking is at stake is their societal positions, right? Sure, Professor Heimerdinger brings up this weird shit about how magic was evil and terrible 300 years ago. But I guess, like, maybe he believes that. I guess he might believe that. I don't know. Rough if he believes that, because I don't know if that's what anyone else at the table is thinking. To escape the warmongering of mages, huh? The ethos is clear. Is the ethos like their laws, I guess? Yeah. And his mother speaks up. It's interesting how his mother... I guess you could really extrapolate a lot here about, like, his mother standing up for him in this position when, just like he said, her life was saved by magic, so she understands it's not this evil thing. I guess it's similar to like what Vi does, giving herself up for powder, right? Like what his mother here is doing is essentially feeding into the system to not see one of her family members face a horrible fate, right? At a much lesser level, but I hope you can understand like the connection there that I'm making. The difference is, of course, is that the stakes are lower for them because they are in the upper part of society compared to Vi and Powder. And of course, she herself is in the upper part of society, so she doesn't have it as bad, right? That's why for her the stakes aren't as high. It's not as it's much less extreme because of course everything's softer when you're up there in society, right? The only potential thing that can make it bad or make it worse, make you face consequences, is doing anything that can possibly risk the societal structure, which is implied what Jace's research is somehow doing, right? Hmm. And yeah, and Jace only sneaks by with the endorsement of powerful people, right? Like without them, he would be just as screwed as Vi is. It's interesting that she decides to do this, I don't know. Hmm. Never allowed to set foot in the academy again. Magic is that taboo. And so we're here. So crazy asshole guy is here. And he meets up with crazy purple scientist guy. Now, I'm assuming again, this is somewhere in the underground or undercity area, right? Or maybe not there exactly, but like in the lower echelons of society, right? I'm really assuming that this guy is a member of the underclass of society, right? At least I think so. I think it would be really weird to me if he's not. I guess this guy has a really bad attitude with him, so I'm gonna assume that he is. And also because like he met up with what's his name, the blonde-haired kid, in the last episode too. So yeah, I'm gonna assume so. His name's Marcus. Okay, I gotta write that down. I really gotta remember names. There's literally so many names we're being introduced to. I gotta write them down. And I don't know, he has an interesting attitude. His whole science thing, right? Oh man, we're not gonna get that scene's later. I want to talk about it now, but I guess I can't yet. Oh well. And I wonder actually what he even introduced to him exactly, right? Um, I mean, obviously something to do with his experiments, something to do with his science. But unclear what he actually like gave him or showed him, right? We know he injected the blonde-haired guy. Oh no, the blonde-haired guy drank it of his own accord. But what did Marcus see that? I don't think so. Did he? Here, we'll get to the scene in a second. Man, rough. Need to let it go. And it's interesting. It's like he is, I guess in my mind, he is like the kind of representative of this group in society that is like, I said this earlier, kind of, I guess, like that does benefit, even if indirectly from the system, right? Like at least he's not in the undercity. He benefits from it in that sense. But he's still very disillusioned with society, right? He doesn't benefit from it enough to want to wholeheartedly support the system and be like, dogmatic towards the party line or whatever, Hmm. And yeah, I don't know the stuff that Professor Heimerdinger is saying. Again, God, I'm sorry, I have this cough. The way he's saying this, it seems so dismissive of his magic, and so like just saying nonsense, it's impossible, blah 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 blah. Um, I don't know. I can't tell if he's being serious right now or not, or if he's being dismissive of it on purpose for like ulterior reasons. I don't know. I can't tell. It will depend on how seriously I want to take him as a character, I guess. I just don't know. I don't know. Because if he is genuinely being this dismissive of the idea of it, then he's kind of just being stupid, right? He's just being like unscientific and dumb for no apparent reason, right? Why would he not even want to look at it or even think it's possible? You know what I mean? So that's why I feel like it has to be that he's being dismissive of it for other reasons, I guess, right? like that it's that you don't want to go in, that you don't want to look at it, right? You don't even want to think about looking into it, even if it is possible, you know? Will he live long enough? So, purple scientist guy. I really like this conversation they have here, right? Like, beautiful, aren't they? Yep, up there on the surface, no one knows they exist. That reminds me of just like, you know, the underclass of society, right? People who, you know, people that no one even knows exist, you know? Um, he says they're monsters. He gets like mad about that. There's a monster inside all of us. Yeah, we are. I just think it just mirrors that well, right? Like, people who aren't benefiting from this society, people who live in the Undercity, are kind of just like those monsters at the bottom of the ocean, I guess, you know? Hmm. And he has a very interesting take on power. Power. Real power doesn't come to those who are born strongest, or fastest, or smartest. No. It comes to those who will do anything to achieve it, right? So there are several ways we can take this, right? There are several ways we can take this. You can vaguely take this as almost like a revolutionary sentiment, that in a society like the society they're in now, in order to effect any real change, you have to be willing to take the power, right? That it's a rejection of the idea that the people in the Undercity were just born to be there, right? He says that no one was born with power, no one was born without power, right? Like, you have to be willing to do the work to get it, right? Kind of goes against, I guess, like Vander's position, really. Vander thinks it's impossible and that you can't claim the power, you know what I mean? Because he's not willing to do anything to achieve it very blatantly. He's not going to sacrifice people he cares about for it, right? So that's one way you can take it, as like a vaguely revolutionary sentiment, maybe even not vaguely, explicitly, right? The other way, and I think the more interesting way, because it's mirrored later too, or I guess it kind of has both these meanings at the same time, is that I think people in the upper part of society think the same thing, right? People who, at the top of society right now, in this world, don't want to think that they were just born into their positions, right? They want to think that they were willing to do anything to achieve it, right? It's like the myth of meritocracy, you know what I mean? It's like someone like that Madara lady, who's the richest person alive, probably thinks that she deserves her wealth and that she was willing to do all these things and she's so awesome and, you know, she's such a smart person that she got all this power and all this wealth, you know? So, in that sense, what he says also kind of betrays that meaning as well, which is interesting, you know? And in that sense, it's like, it makes me think, well, I don't know. It just kind of shows almost in a way like the contradiction that you could take from like what he's saying here, I guess. Because I think Victor later on is essentially embodying what I'm saying right now perfectly, right? He's someone who does benefit from the system, who is high up in the society, who's the dean of the academy, who kind of has like the same outlook, who thinks that, you know, you have to be willing to do things, you know, that you have to be willing to claim power and all this and blah, 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 right? And he's already high up in society, and he thinks that's what he did to like earn his place there, you know? Interesting he decides to drink it himself, you know? I don't know. Yeah, and I don't know where Marcus was or what Marcus saw of it. I don't know, because he said he was going to show it to Marcus, right? Where was he? I don't know. Um, oh God, he talks to Caitlin, and that they can't hang out anymore. Hmm. And I guess her being like her having this idea about the situation and that like, you know, she feels she's a misfit now too, you know, because she still wants to hang out with him. I think in a way it kind of shows like how stupid and how like um idiotic the type of like thing that they're doing in society is, right? The idea that they can just expel Jace from the academy and like disown him and strip him of all of his like societal position, essentially, like his like they're trying to do that to like enforce the system the way it is now, right? The problem is people who truly have a connection with him, like Caitlyn, or now that they know someone who that has happened to, like Jace in this case, right? it's kind of going to break the illusion of all of that. You know what I mean? Obviously, I don't know what Caitlyn's outlook on the society is before this, right? But after this, it seems pretty clear that she thinks this is stupid, and that this isn't, that he doesn't deserve this, you know? And in a sense, I feel like it's probably forever going to be, like, planted in her mind that this was stupid, and that, like, the way their society functions is kind of unfair in some way. You know what I mean? And that's why it has, you know, yeah. That's how it works, I guess. It's why, like, people who actually, like, you know, it's why groups of people who are socially outcasted, like Jace is in this moment, people who actually know them aren't going to, like, fall for it. You know, it's people who just hear about it. You know what I mean? Like, we got the idea of all the people in society at large that are scared of all the magic business. Those are the types of people who are now gonna, you know, think Jace is a social outcast, you know? Not Caitlyn, who actually knows him, right? Her attitude is interesting. I guess for her, it's probably just too dangerous to be associated with him after he messed up this much. Yeah, I think you've done enough. I think she's saying that to both Jace and to, Caitlyn. How far into the episode are we? Oh god, this is gonna be... No, I already covered, like, the end of the episode earlier. This won't be that much longer, maybe. It's gonna be a long discussion, though. And yeah, the fact that they are all so, they're demanding so strongly that people, that they, be captured, and that the magic stones be found and all of that, you know? That's what really makes me think, yeah, turn the Undercity upside down. That in some way to them, this is emblematic of some kind of truly revolutionary action, right? I guess I don't really understand why or how exactly. I guess you could just say that in general it kind of threatens, like, societal stability, and that's why they want to stamp down on it so quickly and so harshly, you know? I guess you could see it as, like, a precursor to revolution, I suppose, right? Even though it was just an accident, a robbery gone wrong, right? I don't know, you see Marcus here thinking about it. I guess he was thinking, like, oh, I want to be the one to go do it, and that's why he goes to raid the last drop, right? Because he's just thought if he does that and he finds it, then he'll be the one who, you know, gets something out of it, you know? And they do show up. They sure do show up. You don't have any rights down here, huh? He hits the button, sends down the monkey, and they all disappear. It's a very stressful chase sequence. I didn't like it. It was horrible. Oh god, it was so stressful. And god, this Marcus dude is such a fucking asshole. I hate him. I hate him. Okay, right, so who he's... Right, I kind of lost the plot during this part of the episode. So Marcus here is talking about the purple scientist guy. What stories exactly was he talking about? No, we know what stories he was talking about. What am I saying, right? We already knew this. He told him, the purple scientist guy told Marcus about the 4 kids, it being the kids who did all of this. So that's why Marcus goes to the last drop. That's why he thinks, yeah, duh, I don't know. I feel like I had that figured out during the episode, and then I unfigured it out during the discussion. So, I don't know. Warnar is the peacekeeper, huh? Can't escape the past. I don't know. We've talked about Xander's position so much, I don't even want to anymore. God, this was the most pointlessly stressful scene of all time. Oh my god. Her just barely slipping out of their reach here. I guess it just, again, for Vi, I guess it, like, raises the stakes more and more, shows how close Powder is to being caught. It's just all more stuff that piles into her decision at the end, right? I guess in Vi's mind, it might almost feel like it's like people around her aren't doing enough to protect Powder if she's being that close to being caught. And that's why she feels personal responsibility that she has to go turn herself in, you know? Mistaking arrogance for bravery. Yeah, shut up. And yeah, there's a crime behind every coin that passes through this place. Yeah, good job. You made it illegal for these people to be alive. Wow, you got them. You showed them who's boss by making their every action illegal, and then telling them it's illegal and like laughing at them. Like, wow, you really, yeah, good job. I'm proud of you. Oh, God. Vi wants to fight back so badly. And the toy up there. The toy up there. So is this the same toy that Powder has at the end? But if so, how did they get it down? When did they get the toy down? Because I think it is, right? If it's not, I don't know how there's one that looks exactly like it, right? Because I was always taking this toy, or I guess for the last episode and a half, I was taking this toy as basically being like representative of Vi's maybe like innocence and naivete in a way, right? Her acting in a way that was revolutionary, I suppose. And her like being fed up with the system, I guess, and like, you know, all of that, right? It getting taken away from her at a young age, is like her learning the harsh truth of the world, and her having this rebellious attitude that she has now, right? So in that sense, I guess the toy coming down, if it is the same toy that Powder has at the end, the toy coming down, right, as Powder decides, okay, I'm gonna give up on this revolution business, I'm gonna turn myself in. That makes sense. That makes perfect sense, doesn't it? Like, yeah, man. Oh, God. Rough. It's rough. And we talked about all this already. Talked about this scene. We talked about that at the start of the discussion. I just want to get to the scene, yeah, with Jace. Jace is gonna jump off, which is insane. But, I mean, I guess I get it. If this was his meaning for life, right? He put these down. They mattered too much to him. God. And Victor is here. Victor is here. We want to do some personal research. And, of course, obviously, Victor has not good motivations for this. He's not doing this out of the goodness of his heart. He's not doing this because he wants to make society better. He's doing this for greedy reasons. Like, absolutely. Like, for sure. Right. And here, I want to read exactly what he says here. I was an outsider the moment I stepped foot in Piltover. I didn't have the benefits of a patron or a name. I simply believed in myself, which is why I'm here. Because I think you're onto something. Yeah, so it's literally like he is essentially just perfectly mirroring what the creepy purple scientist guy said earlier. Just again, it's just he is the one who has actually achieved this power and thinks that he like deserves it now because he was willing to do anything, you know? Yeah. Yeah, when you go in to change the world, don't ask for permission. You got to reach out and grab the power, right? And of course, I feel like he's just like manipulating him. I really don't think well of Victor at all. So, and yeah, we talked about this. Her saying goodbye to Powder and all that. So, yeah. And I guess them receiving that, was that what? Vi saying, oh, come get me? Maybe. I don't know. And yeah, she has the doll. I wonder, how did she get it down? I don't know. But awful, terrible, horrible. Okay. Well, this made me more angry than anything I've watched in a while. So I guess I did a good job at that. Yeah, I guess that's it. Only talked for an hour. My bad. That was really good. I really want to watch the next episode right now, but I can't. So, bummer. But that was a really, 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 really good episode. Subscribe. Please, if you enjoy my videos, please subscribe. Please do it. Just click the button down there. It's not hard. No one uses their sub box anyway. Like, come on, just click on it. Leave a comment. Tell me what you think. Don't spoil me. Please don't spoil me on anything at all. If you think your comment has even the slightest chance of spoiling me on anything in any way at all, don't do it. And yeah, that's it. So I will see you in the next one.